Well, you can tell FedEx tried their best. There's a little damage on the front of the box, and if you look here at the top, it looks like it got smushed a little bit. Let's get it open and see what it looks like. All right, please keep this packaging box for at least 30 days. I'm guessing that's so we can send it back if we have to. Let's get into this. Something tells me I'm going to need to cut this box a little bit, but we're going to go with it like it is. I was also concerned, listen, we ordered this on Thursday last week. Today's Tuesday, so that's pretty quick. Let me grab the camera and show you what we got here. So it's really well packaged. They have a lot of foam. I don't think that damage on the side could have done anything. We're going to take a good look at it, but let's get this thing open. Gonna have to watch these staples. So this is what we got out of the box. Got the little accessory box, the rear rack, and more cable ties than I expected, but that's great. Get some snips after this here in a second. We'll get all this apart. Better look at it now that all the package is off. That was a lot of packaging, and that's not a complaint because it was well protected. So I got the little accessories box, got the pedals, the front fork, bolt, the little tool kit, and the charger. Got the back rack, the seat post, the front fender, the seat kickstand, the front steering wheel bracket, and the tire. Look like the hydraulic brakes have to be assembled. The display's already on there, but pedals are not. Yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so got it together. I'm going to tell you there's a couple things to watch for. It took me about an hour, but I'm very meticulous. I kind of took my time. Make sure that this part is pushing forward before you start assembling the handlebars and everything. For some reason it was exactly on the back instead of the front. Let's see, other than a little scratch right here from the factory, looks like from a wrench when they assembled the forks, and the cable tie from shipping kind of squished the wires. Other than that, this thing is immaculate. There's not a scratch on it. It's perfect. So the assembly wasn't too bad. It seemed like it took longer to get all the packaging off than it did to actually put it together. But I'm going to charge the battery, and then we'll take it for a maiden voyage. We're at the end of our little road here, and I'm just going to give it a full throttle, no pedaling, and we'll go from there. I don't know if you can see the display or not. I can see it real well. 2, 4, 9, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 30, 31. And again, that wind's probably bad. That's all throttle, no pedal. So that's pretty cool. So real quick, I just want to go over the features and the specs that are included with this X-Hunter ST. It comes with a 1-year warranty, but at the time of this video, they're also offering a free extra year. So you end up with 2 years of warranty. It's free shipping, and there's a 14-day return. Now, on that return, be careful. There is a restock fee, and I believe it's $180. Comes with dual hydraulic brakes, a Shimano 7-speed shifter, the 20-inch by 4-inch puncture-resistant tires, and of course the headlight and the tail light. With the specs, 30 plus miles an hour, which we proved with the throttle only test. Even at 300 pounds, it shot me pretty good. 1400 watt peak motor, which is actually 750 nominal. 480 pound capacity, again, 300 pounds, it didn't blink. 48 volt, 13 amp hour. That battery is, my understanding, is Samsung or LG cells. 71 mile range, and that's perfect conditions. Basically, a skinny person with wind at their back on flat ground will get you 71 miles. And of course, 85 newton meters of torque, which is a lot of torque. So real quick before I forget, I couldn't find the UL listing information on the Jasion website, and when I pulled the battery, there was no holographic UL sticker on the battery. So I emailed Jasion late one evening, and the next morning when I got up, they had already replied to me, and they confirmed that the X100 ST and the battery obtained UL certification, and they sent me this little snapshot from their UL. So I was happy that they replied so quickly and could back that up for me. So I'm going to go over the list of the things that I don't like about this Jasion X100 ST. Probably my biggest complaint is the Bluetooth, or lack of having Bluetooth. Not being able to adjust the pedal assist or get into any of the functions other than the limited menu options that you get by pressing and holding the plus and minus, their secret menu, whatever you call it. Lacking that ability keeps you from running the bike app, the ride app, and being able to get into the guts of it. And that's something I'm pretty big in. That rear rotor, brake rotor, is really thin. It seems like I straightened it up, and then after it heats up, it bends back a little bit. I'm still working on that, but I'm pretty upset with that. And they're loud too. They resonate more than the other e-bikes. The tires are loud, but you kind of expect that. That's just like putting mud tires on a pickup truck. You know that they're going to be louder. And these things are knobby, and they're built, so it's kind of trade-off, but they are very loud. And cadence only, not only is that awkward, the torque is more like the bicycle you had when you were 12 years old. The harder you pedal, the more the motor kicks in to help you, which it feels more natural. The cadence is kind of all or nothing. If you are in pedal assist 2 and you pedal just real lightly, you might as well be pedaling as hard as you can. Doesn't matter, the motor kicks in full, which I know has to be harder on the battery and the motor because it's running full time, whereas if you're doing the cadence, it's just kind of as you need. The torque. And the handles on the grips, they're really hard. There's no give to them at all. I'm probably going to replace those. I like the palm rest, but after an hour and a half riding it, you feel it in your palms real bad. And then one of the biggest gripes is this dadgum key. I understand the reasoning behind having the key, but it's just such a pain to have it on the bottom where you forget about it. You can just leave it when you go into a store or something because you forget about it. It's in a bad location. It's hard to remember, and it's just a pain. It don't really need a key. Just be able to turn it on, turn it off. That's all I need. And I was surprised it didn't have the bolts for water bottle or accessories. I guess because the battery's in the tube. I don't know, but there's some strap-on kinds that we can get. So on the things that I like, it's a very sturdy bike. You know, being 300 pounds, I've never felt unsafe on it, even going fast. You know, through gravel or rough terrain, you feel very safe because it's very sturdy. The battery does real well. I'm happy with the battery. As long as you pedal. If you just throttle, you're going to go through it really quick. But if you have light pedal assist and you're doing a lot of the work, man, this thing will go forever. Even with the light on, I was really surprised how bright this light is, the headlight. It really is bright, but it doesn't seem to take away from the battery. And I do like the stopping power of the brakes. Now, I know they're loud and I've had problems with them, but boy, when you hit them, it'll lock up if you need them to. The seat is more comfortable than a lot of the seats that you can buy aftermarket. It's real plush, it's nice and wide. For a big guy, it's real nice. And at first I thought that they went cheap with these plastic fenders, and maybe they did, but the end result is they're very quiet. There's no metal clanking or anything moving around. It turns out that was a really good on their part, doing the plastic fenders. And the motor's really quiet. I mean, you hear the tires more than you hear the motor. You can hear the motor, but it's not anything like the tires. And the suspension is a great benefit with the front forks, and then the center suspension. The thing just kind of glides. It's really nice. And of course, being able to fold this thing with a travel trailer, or even just if you need a smaller footprint storing it, that fold is absolutely wonderful. I do feel like they did a good job on the design of this bike. So from the point of doing the assembly, I feel like most people can do that pretty easily. The problem that I ran into was the gear shifter wasn't aligned. I had to work on that. Turned out it ended up being that the cable needed to be tightened up, and then the high side needed to be adjusted in a little bit. Now it shifts perfectly fine, but I spent 2 hours fiddling with that. The brake rotor, I fixed it, made it true, and now after I guess heating up, I'm not sure. I'm going to look into it, but I'm having problems with it again rubbing. It seems a lot of things comes loose. The tail light had locking nuts with little grooves in them, but because they're on that bracket with the slot instead of just regular holes, it doesn't hold. I've already lost one of the bolts, had to replace it with a lock washer and a nut. It's just, they could have done it differently, designed it differently, and because I know eventually the other nut is going to loosen up and fall off of it too, so that's the thing I didn't like. So would I recommend it? I say if you're mechanically inclined and you don't mind getting your hands dirty, for the price, this bike is perfect. It's sturdy, it's got good specs, it does everything you want it to do, but there's going to be a lot of maintenance on this thing. I've already spent a lot of time fixing and tightening and adjusting things that I haven't had to do on the trike of Christie's. She's rode the same amount. Literally, she hadn't even had to charge hers yet, and I've already charged mine twice. So there is something to be said about having higher quality components versus going a little cheap and having to tinker with it. But I would still recommend this bike as long as you're a little bit mechanically inclined and don't mind fiddling, or have enough money to take it to the bike shop and have them fiddle with it. So in a month or two, I'll sit back down and give y'all an update on how it's doing, unless something happens to it between now and then. But I think I've tightened, tweaked, and worked on it enough that she's pretty stable now. Shouldn't have any problems out of it. So just look for a 2-month update, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.